Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care.
In a dramatic turn of events that caught the world off guard, President Donald Trump announced a sweeping ban on all car sales to China, representing a decisive stance to counter perceived trade imbalances and economic threats. But let's take a step back and really dive into what this could mean for the future. For our American automakers, this is a game changer, no doubt. Is it a strategic power play to regain that lost market share? Or is it just a desperate attempt to address some deeper economic woes? The shocking ban. Trump announced the need to bring back American jobs and level the playing field for domestic manufacturers, criticizing China's trade practices, which he alleged have long disadvantaged the U.S. economy. He framed the decision as a strategic intervention intended to protect American workers and industries from what he described as unfair competition. The shock announcement sent immediate ripples through global markets. As investors processed the news, automotive stocks witnessed dramatic volatility, reflecting the uncertainty and potential disruptions posed by this new trade barrier. Industry stakeholders, political analysts, and international governments were left scrambling to interpret the implications and future trajectory of U.S.-China trade relations. Within hours of the press conference, financial markets reacted with sharp declines in automotive indexes, underscoring the perceived risks and apprehensions surrounding the decision. Analysts pointed out that such a significant policy shift could have far-reaching consequences not only for car manufacturers, but for the entire supply chain, potentially affecting commodities, technology, and consumer markets linked to the automotive sector. Initially met with mixed reactions, the announcement sparked significant debate across political and economic spheres. Supporters hailed it as a bold and necessary action to challenge China's economic policies, which they claimed undermined free market principles and U.S. economic sovereignty. Critics, however, expressed concerns about the ramifications for global trade and questioned the tactical approach of utilizing sweeping bans as a diplomatic tool. The question remained, how would this policy be implemented, and what specific mechanisms would be put in place to enforce such a substantial trade shift? Additionally, attention turned to China's anticipated response and the potential for retaliatory actions that could escalate tensions between the two economic superpowers. Industry reactions. The global automotive industry, with its deep ties to the Chinese market, was thrust into uncertainty as the ramifications of the ban began to unravel. For many automakers, China represents a crucial growth engine, accounting for significant portions of revenue and profit. The ban disrupted this dynamic, raising concerns about the financial outlook and strategic plans for companies with vested interests in the region. Major automakers, both American and international, quickly called emergency meetings to assess their exposure and develop contingency plans. Executives faced the dual challenge of reassuring investors while exploring alternative strategies to mitigate the impact of lost sales and market access. US-based automakers, whose production and export models heavily rely on the Chinese market, found themselves particularly vulnerable. Leaders from companies like General Motors and Ford expressed concerns about the immediate financial hit and potential long-term implications for their global operations. The sudden disruption threatened to derail years of investment and market development efforts, compelling them to revisit growth forecasts and operational budgets. International automakers were not immune to the fallout. European and Japanese companies, including Volkswagen, BMW, and Toyota, experienced immediate declines in stock prices as investors digested the potential impact on their extensive operations in China. These companies had established deep roots in the Chinese market, not only exporting vehicles but investing in local production facilities and partnerships. The automotive supply chain, characterized by its interconnected global network, faced potential upheaval as suppliers and manufacturers reassessed production schedules and logistics plans. Components sourced from or destined for China suddenly became points of strategic vulnerability, prompting discussions about diversifying supply sources and exploring new distribution frameworks. Despite the immediate challenges, industry leaders also began exploring potential opportunities arising from the ban. Some companies viewed the policy shift as a catalyst for accelerating innovation and diversification efforts, particularly in expanding electric vehicle offerings and penetrating untapped markets. The need to adapt quickly to changing geopolitical conditions underscored the importance of flexibility and resilience in global business strategies. From an operational perspective, automakers and suppliers initiated comprehensive reviews of their sourcing strategies, considering options to relocate operations or establish new partnerships in more stable regions. Such shifts required substantial investments and posed additional risks, but were deemed necessary to maintain competitive positioning and safeguard long-term viability. Economic shockwaves. The decision to ban car sales to China reverberated far beyond the automotive industry, triggering political and economic debates that extended across international borders. Economists and policymakers warned that the move could escalate existing trade tensions, potentially inviting countermeasures from China that may impact various sectors and global economic stability. Within the United States, the policy evoked mixed reactions from political leaders and economic stakeholders. Supporters, including certain industry groups and segments of the political spectrum, viewed the ban as a long overdue corrective measure addressing structural imbalances and advocating for American economic interests. They argued that the decision reinforced a commitment to protecting domestic industries from perceived predatory trade practices and underscored the need for equitable global trade standards. Conversely, critics cautioned against the potential economic fallout and diplomatic strains that could arise from such a unilateral approach. Concerned voices within business communities, trade associations, and international allies stressed the importance of multilateral dialogue and cooperation in resolving trade disputes. They argued that building bridges rather than imposing bans was essential to fostering a stable and prosperous global economic environment. The ban's geopolitical implications added layers of complexity to an already fraught international landscape. As the world's two largest economies, the United States and China hold significant sway over global trade and economic trends. The new policy magnified ongoing tensions, sparking discussions about the broader trajectory of US-China relations and their potential impact on international trade frameworks. Countries with strong economic ties to both nations found themselves navigating delicate diplomatic waters, balancing national interests with the evolving geopolitical context. For many, the ban highlighted the intricacies of global economic interdependence, underscoring the necessity of strategic alignment and cooperation among trading partners. China's anticipated response became a focal point of speculation and concern. Analysts and observers debated the likelihood of retaliatory actions, considering potential measures that could range from tariffs on American goods to restrictions on foreign investments. Such developments could have cascading effects on global markets, with sectors such as agriculture, technology, and consumer goods potentially facing new barriers and uncertainties. Amidst the evolving landscape, multinational corporations considered the implications for their operations and investments in both countries. Strategic recalibrations became imperative as companies assessed risks, adjusted supply chains, and sought to mitigate vulnerabilities arising from potential policy shifts. Responses from China. As the dust settled from the initial announcement, the world's attention turned to China's response, which would be pivotal in shaping the future trajectory of the ban and its global implications. Chinese officials swiftly condemned the move, characterizing it as protectionist and inconsistent with principles of free trade. In statements released by key governmental bodies, Beijing emphasized its commitment to defending its interests and supporting its automotive sector in navigating the challenges posed by the ban. In response, China announced a series of measures aimed at mitigating the impact on its domestic market and bolstering the resilience of its automotive industry. These included incentives for local manufacturers to ramp up production, initiatives to boost domestic demand, and efforts to strengthen partnerships with other international players unaffected by the ban. The announcement also prompted renewed focus on China's push toward electric vehicles and new energy solutions, driven by long-standing environmental policies and an emphasis on technological innovation. The Chinese market was well positioned to accelerate its transition towards alternative energy vehicles. Industry leaders and analysts noted the potential for China to leverage this shift as both a strategic opportunity and a countermeasure against the ban's effects. On the global stage, markets continued to experience volatility as investors grappled with the uncertainty surrounding the new policy landscape. While initial reactions had been marked by declines in automotive stocks, market participants gradually began to assess longer-term adjustments and opportunities. This period of uncertainty prompted discussions about shifts in trade alliances and the potential emergence of new economic blocs. Countries and regions previously aligned with the US or China explored strategies to safeguard their own economic interests, fostering dialogues aimed at ensuring stability and continuity in international trade relations. Amidst these developments, some multinational corporations began re-evaluating their exposure to geopolitical risks associated with US-China trade tensions. Strategies included diversifying investments, relocating production facilities, and exploring new markets to mitigate dependency on contentious regions. For automakers and businesses within the automotive supply chain, strategic realignments and recalibrations were critical priorities. Companies sought to balance risk management with innovation, recognizing the need for agility and flexibility in responding to evolving geopolitical conditions. Investors also scrutinized companies' efforts to navigate these challenges, assessing their ability to adapt and thrive within a changing landscape. These dynamics underscored the importance of strategic foresight and operational resilience for businesses operating in an increasingly interconnected and complex global market. Navigating the future. As the global automotive industry and related sectors grapple with the realities of the ban, the focus shifts towards navigating a future marked by both challenges and opportunities. For automakers, addressing the repercussions requires innovative strategies that emphasize market diversification, technological advancement, and sustainability. Companies are motivated to accelerate the development and rollout of electric and hybrid vehicles, meeting the demands of environmentally conscious consumers and aligning with regulatory shifts toward cleaner transportation solutions. This emphasis on innovation reflects a broader industry trend where technological breakthroughs in electric powertrains, autonomous driving, and connectivity redefine the future of mobility. The ban also prompts a re-evaluation of global market strategies. For manufacturers, penetrating untapped markets across Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Africa becomes a critical aspect of long-term growth plans. By identifying regions with emerging consumer bases and unmet mobility needs, automakers aim to capture new opportunities and compensate for the diminished access to the Chinese market. Strategic collaborations and partnerships emerge as essential tools for adapting to geopolitical shifts. Automakers explore alliances with technology firms, new energy companies, and local manufacturers to strengthen capabilities, share resources, and expand market reach. Such collaborations facilitate knowledge transfer, foster innovation, and position companies to respond more effectively to changing global conditions. From a policy perspective, fostering multilateral dialogue and collaboration remains paramount. Policymakers are encouraged to engage in constructive discussions that address trade imbalances, promote fair competition, and enhance economic cooperation. By prioritizing diplomacy and negotiation over unilateral actions, stakeholders can work towards sustainable solutions that benefit all parties involved. For businesses, implementing robust risk management frameworks is essential to navigating perpetual uncertainty. Understanding geopolitical dynamics, diversifying supply chains, and enhancing operational resilience are crucial elements of strategic planning in an interconnected global economy. The automotive industry, despite facing significant challenges, remains poised to adapt and thrive in a rapidly evolving landscape. By embracing innovation, fostering strategic partnerships, and aligning with consumer preferences, companies can transform obstacles into opportunities for growth and leadership. As the world continues to assess the implications and future trajectory of the ban, one certainty remains: resilience, adaptability, and collaboration will be key drivers in shaping a prosperous and sustainable global automotive ecosystem. Strategic adaptations. As the automotive industry grapples with the impact of Trump's unexpected ban, companies are compelled to strategically adapt to an evolving market landscape. This involves reassessing manufacturing processes, exploring new markets, and accelerating technological innovation to maintain competitiveness and profitability. For many automakers, the immediate focus shifts to market diversification. With the sudden closure of the Chinese market, companies intensify efforts to expand into other regions, such as Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America, where demand for vehicles is on the rise. By identifying untapped opportunities and tailoring products to regional preferences, manufacturers aim to compensate for the loss of Chinese market share. Innovation takes center stage as a key driver of adaptation. Automakers accelerate research and development initiatives to enhance electric and hybrid vehicle offerings, positioning themselves as leaders in sustainable transportation. The shift reflects a broader industry trend towards greener technologies, aligning with global environmental goals and addressing the need for reduced emissions. Manufacturers also explore collaborations with technology firms and new energy companies, seeking synergies that can enhance capabilities and accelerate the transition to a digitally driven mobility ecosystem. Partnerships with tech giants can facilitate advancements in autonomous driving, connectivity, and smart infrastructure integration, ensuring that automakers remain at the forefront of innovation. In response to potential supply chain disruptions, companies employ strategies to diversify sourcing and reduce dependencies on single markets. This includes forging partnerships with suppliers in other regions, investing in local production facilities, and leveraging digital tools to enhance supply chain transparency and agility. Beyond operational adjustments, automakers engage in comprehensive risk management planning to address geopolitical uncertainties. This involves scenario planning, stress testing, and the development of contingency strategies that ensure resilience in the face of geopolitical shifts and market volatility. Through these strategic adaptations, the automotive industry seeks to navigate the challenges posed by the ban and position itself for sustained growth in a rapidly changing global environment. Geopolitical reactions. The geopolitical landscape, already marked by complexity and tension, is further complicated by the introduction of the automotive sales ban in China. The decision, perceived as a significant escalation in trade hostilities, prompts varied reactions from global players and intensifies diplomatic efforts to de-escalate tensions and find common ground. Countries with deeply intertwined economic relationships with both the United States and China find themselves navigating delicate diplomatic waters. These nations emphasize the importance of open dialogue and multilateral cooperation, advocating for resolutions that promote stability and mutual benefits rather than confrontational rhetoric. International organizations such as the World Trade Organization and the International Monetary Fund underscore the significance of established trade rules and economic integration in fostering global economic prosperity. They call on member states to reaffirm their commitments to fair trade practices and engage in constructive negotiations to address imbalances and disagreements. China's response to the ban, characterized by both diplomatic overtures and assertive countermeasures, reflects its strategic approach to preserving economic interests and minimizing disruptions. Beijing seeks to strengthen alliances with other international partners, reinforcing economic ties and exploring new opportunities for collaboration. In parallel, the United States engages in diplomatic dialogues to clarify the intention behind the ban and explore potential resolutions. Efforts to reinstate a framework for negotiation aim to address underlying trade grievances and establish a path forward that supports economic growth and stability. As diplomatic efforts unfold, the global community watches closely, aware that the resolution of this trade dispute holds implications not only for the automotive sector but for broader international trade and economic relations. Successful de-escalation and cooperation could serve as a model for addressing future global challenges through dialogue and collaboration rather than unilateral actions. Market dynamics. The automotive sales ban extends beyond manufacturing and trade, influencing consumer behavior and market dynamics across regions. As major automakers adjust strategies, consumers encounter a landscape characterized by shifting availability, pricing, and technological offerings. In markets outside of China, consumers experience increased access to a diverse range of vehicle options as automakers introduce models tailored to meet regional preferences and needs. This shift drives competitive dynamics, with manufacturers vying to capture market share by offering innovative features, advanced technologies, and attractive pricing. The emphasis on electric and hybrid vehicles aligns with changing consumer sentiment, especially as environmental awareness grows and policies promoting sustainable mobility gain traction. Consumers increasingly prioritize eco-friendly options, driving demand for vehicles that offer reduced emissions and enhanced fuel efficiency. In addition to environmental considerations, consumer expectations for digital integration and connectivity continue to shape automotive offerings. Automakers focus on delivering user-friendly infotainment systems, advanced driver assistance features, and seamless connectivity with digital ecosystems to enhance the driving experience. Pricing strategies also play a crucial role in influencing consumer decisions. As competition intensifies in new and existing markets, automakers explore options to provide cost-effective models that appeal to a broad spectrum of consumers. These strategies include offering flexible financing options, subscription models, and incentives for adopting electric vehicles. Consumer behavior is further shaped by socioeconomic factors such as income levels, urbanization, and infrastructure development. Manufacturers must understand the complex interplay of these elements to effectively tailor products and marketing strategies to diverse consumer bases. Through these adjustments, the automotive industry aims to not only adapt to the post-ban landscape, but also capitalize on emerging consumer trends to foster growth and resilience in changing market conditions. Long-term industry transformation. Surviving and thriving amidst the challenges posed by the automotive sales ban requires a long-term focus on industry transformation. As companies navigate short-term disruptions, the broader context of technological evolution and market shifts presents opportunities to redefine the future of mobility. Key to this transformation is the accelerated adoption of sustainable practices and technologies. Automakers invest heavily in research and development to create more efficient, zero-emission vehicles, aligning with global environmental initiatives and shaping the industry's trajectory towards a sustainable future. Advanced technologies such as autonomous driving, artificial intelligence, and connected mobility redefine the automotive landscape. Companies expand their capabilities in these areas, driving innovation through strategic partnerships and cross-industry collaborations. The integration of smart technologies not only enhances the driving experience, but also creates new business models centered around mobility services and shared transportation. Digital transformation plays a pivotal role in reshaping manufacturing processes, supply chains, and customer engagement. Automakers leverage data analytics, IoT solutions, and automation to optimize operations, improve efficiency, and enhance customer satisfaction. The ability to harness digital tools becomes a competitive advantage in navigating market complexities and meeting dynamic consumer expectations. The transformation also encompasses changes in workforce dynamics and skill requirements. As automakers embrace new technologies and operational approaches, they invest in talent development and training programs to equip employees with the skills needed for the future. Building a workforce that can adapt to emerging challenges and drive innovation becomes a critical component of long-term success. Finally, the industry's transformation is guided by a commitment to collaboration and stakeholder engagement. Close partnerships with governments, research institutions, and community organizations facilitate the development of supportive policies, infrastructure, and ecosystems that enable sustainable and inclusive growth. Through these collective efforts, the automotive industry aims to emerge from the challenges posed by the ban with a renewed focus on sustainability, innovation, and resilience, setting a course for future success in an ever-evolving global landscape. Economic forecasts. As the world continues to adapt to the new realities of the automotive sales ban, economic forecasts and market projections offer insights into potential future trajectories and growth opportunities. Economists and analysts closely monitor the broader economic implications of the ban, evaluating its impact on global trade, GDP growth, and macroeconomic stability. While immediate disruptions are evident in specific sectors, the long-term outlook hinges on the ability of countries to adapt and collaborate in reshaping trade relationships. Global GDP growth forecasts are adjusted to account for shifts in trade flows and investment patterns. The potential rise of new trade alliances, alongside evolving supply chain dynamics, presents both risks and opportunities for sustained economic growth. Key factors influencing the outlook include geopolitical stability, technological innovation, and policy responses to evolving trade tensions. Within the automotive sector, market projections reflect the industry's resilience and adaptability in the face of change. Analysts anticipate continued growth in electric and hybrid vehicle demand, driven by technological advancements, regulatory incentives, and evolving consumer preferences. Regional market dynamics are expected to shift, with growth concentrated in emerging markets and regions actively pursuing sustainable mobility initiatives. Mature markets, while facing competitive pressures, continue to emphasize technological innovation and premium product offerings to capture discerning consumer segments. As manufacturers recalibrate operations and strategies, the focus remains on enhancing production efficiency, reducing carbon footprints, and leveraging digital tools for customer engagement and operational optimization. These efforts underscore the industry's commitment to sustainable growth and innovation. Investment trends. The ban prompts a reevaluation of global trade and investment trends, with companies and governments exploring new avenues for collaboration and economic integration. Trade diversification emerges as a priority, with countries seeking to strengthen ties with regional partners and explore alternative markets. Investment flows reflect strategic shifts, with increased emphasis on sectors aligned with future growth trajectories, such as renewable energy, digital transformation, and advanced manufacturing technologies. These trends highlight the evolving nature of international economic interdependence and the pursuit of sustainable development goals. The automotive sales ban serves as a catalyst for re-examining the frameworks and principles underpinning international trade relations. As countries navigate the complexities of the situation, the future of global trade is shaped by evolving priorities, collaborative efforts, and shared challenges. Multilateral cooperation. Amidst geopolitical tensions, the importance of multilateral cooperation and dialogue becomes increasingly evident. Countries recognize the need to engage in constructive negotiations that address trade imbalances and promote fair competition within a transparent, rules-based global trading system. The pursuit of sustainable and inclusive trade practices emerges as a central theme in shaping future relations. Countries prioritize environmental considerations, social equity, and economic resilience in their trade policies, aligning with global efforts to achieve sustainable development goals. Businesses and governments collaborate to implement sustainable supply chain practices, promote circular economies, and ensure that the benefits of trade are equitably distributed. By addressing these priorities, stakeholders contribute to a more resilient and inclusive global economy, adapting to change. As the international trade landscape continues to evolve, adaptability and resilience become key tenets for navigating uncertainty. Countries and businesses that embrace change, invest in innovation, and engage in collaborative efforts are better positioned to thrive in an increasingly interconnected world. The automotive sales ban represents a microcosm of the broader challenges and opportunities facing global trade. By fostering dialogue, leveraging technology, and prioritizing sustainability, stakeholders can shape a future that supports economic growth, stability, and shared prosperity. Reflecting on the implications of the automotive sales ban offers valuable lessons and insights for businesses, policymakers, and global stakeholders striving to navigate complex and interconnected economic landscapes. One of the primary lessons from the ban is the importance of strategic flexibility in the face of rapid change. Companies that actively adapt to shifting market conditions, explore new opportunities, and invest in innovation are better equipped to mitigate risks and capitalize on emerging trends. The situation underscores the significance of collaboration as a catalyst for positive outcomes. By fostering dialogue, building partnerships, and engaging in collaborative problem solving, stakeholders can address trade challenges and work towards shared goals that benefit all parties involved. The potential fallout from this decision raises numerous questions about the future of American automakers, global trade dynamics, and consumer choices. What strategies will companies adopt to navigate this new reality? How will consumers be affected by these changes in the market? We want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this bold move? Let us know in the comment below.